When I turned 18,
hello, my name's Nathan.
my only goal in life was to own a nice Euro car. No other car mattered to me except fancy VWs and Beamers. But as I grew older and my taste matured, I found myself longing for more. My body was changing. It was weird, but something about it felt so right. I craved shitbox Australian cars, and as I accumulated more and more, I still felt as though there was just something missing. Until now. This is the best driving AU I have ever driven. It is fantastic. So I don't know how well you guys can see me, but yes, I have bought an XR6 AU Falcon Series 2 and it's been pretty badly crashed.
Hey Nate, I spy with my little eye something beginning with U.
Basically, I picked this up from North Melbourne. The guy didn't tell me that the battery was dead, so we rocked up. The car basically failed to start. Got all of 5 minutes down the road, broke down, had to drive an hour home, take the battery out of Peter's BF, bring his surf just in case the BF battery wouldn't start this thing. And luckily we are on the road, we fill up a little bit of fuel as well. And this car, I've owned an AU before and I currently own an EF. I've driven many AUs and this is the best driving AU I have ever driven. But anyway, full walk around tomorrow. So here it is, back at the shop now. AU made it, no problems, only a little bit of struggles, obviously with the battery and the fact that it had no fuel. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a walk around over the AU because I don't think I've shown it properly yet, so let's do that. So if you know your AUs, you know that this is a Series 2 XR6. It actually isn't a VCT. There were two models that came out in XR6s, and this is a non-VCT, and I'll show you what that means. So we come over here, starting off in the engine bay. We'll get to that in a second. I'm not happy about that, but this is a red top HP motor and it's missing the VCT drive or the VCT gear that sits on the front of the engine. And I wanted that because it makes it a lot simpler in the long run. And it means that I can modify this engine and put a cam in and stuff like that, which you normally wouldn't be able to do with a VCT motor. And another thing that a non-VCT AU gives you is, you can't really see because the lighting is shit, but it also comes with a solid rear end. And being an XR6, it means it comes standard with a 345 LSD, which is excellent. And it does happen to work. So why exactly did I buy this AU XR6? Well, I was actually on the hunt for a XR6 Ute. They're actually quite hard to come by in the price range that I was looking at. And the reason I got this one is because I got it really cheap because of this damage over here. It's been crashed. Look at it. This poor XR6, it doesn't deserve this, but I did get this car for very cheap. All things considered, it's not super cheap for an AU, but it is cheap for an XR6. First things first, we're gonna move over to actually trying to fix the damage. And I think it's a little bit worse than it looks. And while I'll be working on my AU, Rex is here working on his piece of shit 335i.
Mate, this is no piece of shit. This is a twin turbo. But what's this? What's going on here? Mate?
Hey, the previous owner told me that it was reversed into.
I get that you're making Wreckers content, but bro, why'd you buy a car from the Wreckers?
Well,
what's going on here, mate?
It's not from the Wreckers, it belongs in the Wreckers.
Yeah, it belongs in the Wreckers. You really stuck to the theme.
The guy didn't know what he had, hence why I got the car for so cheap. The car was listed as written off. And for anyone that lives in Victoria, there are a couple of things you need to know about written off cars. So this AU XR6 is a 2001 model, which means that it cannot be written off. Cars can only be written off if they are younger than 15 years old. Yes, it was deemed a write-off by his insurance company. Federally, it cannot be written off. So I can register it as a normal car with no history against its name, which is very ideal. So like I said before, yes, this is an XR6 and I'm pretty sure it's finished in chili red, I think is what the color is called. I know my EF XR6 is finished in lemon red. I think this might be slightly different because it's obviously a different car. It does have some of the usual AU problems. As you can see there, the boot struts are rusted off, which is not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. It is a very cheap AU. There is some rust in the boot, which isn't that noticeable because it hasn't started coming through past the paint. And unfortunately, it is on dual fuel. So that's actually one of the things I'm going to be getting rid of, because in Victoria, it is not easy to register a car with a gas system fitted if it hasn't been checked in the last 10 years. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to be deleting the gas. This is probably my favorite part of the car. It is so clean, aside from the headliner, obviously. The previous owner was actually not a car person and he just looked after it like a normal car. So it was serviced on time. 280,000 is its next service and it's done 273,000. It has full books, comes with a Bluetooth head unit. The cruise control works, the air conditioning works, and the heater works, which is amazing. So like I said before, this is not an AU VCT XR6. It is just a normal AU XR6, and that is good because you don't get the VCT engine, which is completely useless, and you don't get independent rear suspension, which is also a very good thing. It makes the car very simple, which is what I wanted. I'm pretty happy with the condition of the car, considering how much I paid for it, which I'll reveal now. So this AU XR6 was listed on Facebook Marketplace for $2,500. I ended up buying this car for $1,600, which means I got a saving of $900. And I think I got a pretty good deal. But before I get this car registered on the road, I have to fix a few things. This being the first thing, so let's get started. I was keen to see what kind of damage was hiding beneath the door and the fender. So the first thing I had to do was jack the car up, remove the wheel and the fender liner. Fender liner out. Followed by the fender. Let's finesse this thing out. What is this cardboard, man? Why is there cardboard here? One damaged fender. Then the door. Alright, time to take the door off. Hey! Stop. It's my door, man. Can't even see it. Stop. Stop. Hold on. Alright, fender off, door off. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought, considering it is an AU, but there's always a few surprises along the way.
You'll probably end up seeing this car again in one of Nathan's record videos.
Yeah, it's going straight to Grays after this. But yeah, onwards and upwards. So now that both the fender and the door are off, we need to go to the wreckers and get some new panels. So let's go. All right, we're at Harvey's now, my favorite wrecker. And we found a red Series 1 AU wagon. And this is the only AU in the color I need in the whole of Melbourne. Unfortunately, the discovery that I made with this one is the guard is okay. However, the door is very, very far from okay. As you can see, it's crunchy. KFC bloody crusher box thing. Very, very not good. We're not going to take the door. I'm going to try and find a dark colored door because they're always the easiest to paint. So Yorick and I just taken apart this door. That red AU just before had the rustiest guard I've ever seen underneath behind the guard liner. So I decided not to use that. And instead, I've gone a completely different color and it's going to be metallic blue. Not ideal, but I will have to paint it, which is not the worst thing. Once I get this off, we're going to go back to the shop and we need to do some body work. All right, Yorick and I just got back from the wreckers. We got the door and the fender. So now I have employed my friend Peter with his 1KD swapped Toyota Surf, if you know, you know, and his winch. So we're gonna hook up the winch to that hinge that is very badly bent into the body of the car. And we're gonna see if we can pull it out. It should be fine, but I've done this before once with my Lancer, but I used a ratchet strap connected to the back of my dad's Prado, and I just ratcheted it forward. So hopefully with a winch, it should be a lot easier. So I'm keen to see. Car's in position, just moving the Surf into position now. All right, we are now in position. Got this all set up as best as I think we can do it. Surf's in position. Proper backyard stuff, huh? Go. Oh, yep, it's definitely moving. All right, stop there. I reckon that's in. As you can see, the blue panels are on. So luckily, we managed to pull the hinge, or we managed to pull the body out enough so that the door would line up. Obviously the fender's not bolted in, so this isn't how it's gonna sit exactly. But look at the gap here. This is actually Rex's doing. It's perfect. And the door opens and closes perfectly, unlike it did before. Before, it was like sitting either up or down, I can't remember, but now we just need to paint it.
And now we just need to paint it.
So now we just need to paint the two blue panels to match the rest of the car, which you will see in a future episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one.